Hello, Felicia Angel here, and today I will be trying to get rid of my Holmes obsession. And so far the only thing that's done is make me never ever want to watch another Hound of the Baskervilles again. Why? Because I have decided that I would watch 5 Hounds of the Baskervilles, and I would judge which one was best. So I have a top 5 list. I probably could have gone and done all 24, but I can't find all of them on YouTube. I'll have a link or the person's name where I got most of these, because most of them I got on YouTube, and if you can't get them on YouTube, you can find them. So, without further ado, my top 5 Hound of the Baskervilles.
Told me not to tell you.
Oh, don't get clever in Latin.
Number 5, the 1959 version with Peter Cushing as Holmes. Sorry. Let's start out with the 2 major wrongs of this. The story and the setting and the Hound. These have to be the 2 of the easiest plot devices you cannot screw up, and somehow they screwed them up. Well, there's a reason for that. One of them is the fact that it's a B-movie. So because of that, they sacrifice most of the story for B-movie things, such as, kind of B-movie settings, B-movie storyline and plot with you're really macking on your cousin, so I will scare you to death because you happen to have a heart condition that wasn't in the story. Okay? And, of course, when you pull out a tarantula to scare and or kill the poor guy, you're in B-movie territory. There's no way you can redeem this. I'm not even going to go into how the Hound looked like. It's a tiny dog in a mask. That's just wrong. I don't care if you're going to scare the guy. You could at least have the dog maul him a little. Wouldn't that help?
Let me explain. I too am a Baskerville, descended from Sir Hugo.
Number 4, the 1939 version with Rathbone and Bruce, which is their first one. As far as the Holmes Watson, and the best Hound that I have ever seen in any of these 5 movies, this one is very good. It stays decently close to the story. I don't like the Watson for the simple fact that he's a little too bumbling for my opinion, even in this one. And, well, there's some plot devices that are obviously sacrificed just so that we don't have the guy using his wife as opposed to his sister. Because they say, no, this is my stepsister. Totally not my wife. Totally. Right. Okay. The one that I don't like also is Sir Henry. Sir Henry comes in, he finds out about a big devil hound, and suddenly it's like, oh, sweet, I have a devil hound after me. Which isn't the right thing to say. If the evil hound is after you, you run. You get worried. You start learning about hounds, so that if it is a real one, you at least know what to hit. In case anything comes and attacks you, you don't say, sweet, I have a ghost. This also has the famous line that my family, or at least my grandpa, has decided to mess up with. Quick, Watson, the needle! I must knit my brows. Okay. So, number 4, the 1939 version.
Two Baskervilles for the last 200 or 300 years.
Ho, that sounds grand. A family ghost, eh?
Number 3, the 2002 version with Roxburgh and Hart, or Richard Roxburgh and Ian Hart. Story-wise, there are some deviations from the real one. It adds a few of the elements that was originally into the 39 version, like a seance. Connecting with the dead. Yeah, be scared of the Hound. Wait. But it keeps more of it than the other 2 before it have done, so that is up on number 3. It's missing a pivotal character. That's why it is at number 3, and it's decently low technically. On the upside, they got the Watson right. The setting is good enough that I would enjoy it, and the Watson is cute enough that I would really enjoy it. He's also very Watson-like, if he's very Watson-like, and it's quite nice. Is because the only Watson-like person I've had so far is down in number 5, so hey. The only problem is they kind of sacrifice some of the storyline and the way Holmes is and the way Holmes and Watson are for more of, I don't know what they sacrificed it for. They just wrote it differently. The guy who plays Holmes is not the best Holmes in the world. I actually hate him as Holmes. More than I'd hate most people, actually, as Holmes, including Robert Downey Jr. I would actually take him over this guy any day. He's snarky, he's cunning, he's more like a villain than the other one is. And then on top of that, the Holmes and Watson relationship really, really sucks. I mean, it's not the best thing in the world. When Holmes has to ask Watson, "Do you trust me?" that is a sign of a bad relationship. Holmes would never ask him that, except for maybe in A Study in Scarlet. But that's only because they've only known each other for about 2 months, and suddenly I'm being dragged off because my best friend because the person that I've been talking to for a month wants to show me a dead body. Yay. Okay, so other than that, and the Hound being so scary in all its pixelated glory, the thing looks like Sirius Black. And the fact that Ian Hart played Professor Quirrell in the first Harry Potter movie, which, for those who don't know, I'm not going to say who he is, but it's Professor Quirrell. But other than Professor Quirrell and Sirius Black wandering in randomly and getting shot, it's an okay movie. I'd watch it, but I'd watch the 39 version first, just because the Hound's cool. And because I start rooting for it to attack Sir Henry. Go, Sir Henry. Run like a little... Oh, sorry. So, number 3, 2002 version.
Hounds! Trust me, Watson. You do trust me.
So, the number 1 and the number 2 are the 1981 Russian version and the 1988 BBC Granada version with Jeremy Brett. I didn't say who was in the Russian version because I don't want to mangle a name that badly. These two are up here and tied because they have all the same points in line. The stories and the setting is intact. There's maybe 1 or 2 omissions, but they don't try and gloss over it or anything else like that. It's just, maybe they didn't have time to show that part or not. The Holmeses, both of them are very, very good. Jeremy Brett is excellent as someone who looks very much like what Rathmore Holmes does, or even what the Holmes does in the drawings. The Russian Holmes is very good at that too. He might not look like Holmes, but he is very good at acting like Holmes and everything else. The Watsons are all very good. In this one we have Edward Hardwicke as opposed to David Burke, but that's fine. I like Edward Hardwicke, truthfully. And the Russian Watson, is also just as good. The Sir Henrys and everyone else are just as good. They get the people set right and their age group and everything else like that. They have... The Hound is not the scariest in the world, but that always goes to the 39 Hound. But these Hounds are how they were described in the book. They have phosphorus on them, they're scary. They go and they attack Sir Henry, who actually listens to Holmes. The Russian one's a little boisterous for my taste, but he is a good guy, and he does listen. He does seem scared when there's mention of a big giant hound. So all of these basically make them very, very good, and sadly it's very hard to pick between them. They both have the same type of, workmanship as far as things go, because they're only 7 years apart, truthfully. And while there were maybe 1 or 2 of them that came in before or during, or between these two, I honestly like these two the best. I can't pick between these two. I really can't. So, they are number 1 and number 2, the most highly rated, critically acclaimed, as far as people who actually watch the canon and say, "Oh my god, this is so good," versions. So there.
It's quite disgusting, Holmes.